What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Angler's Prescription. I'm running solo, I guess, tonight, except for Reed. But Shane had some kids' sports stuff to take care of. John may or may not jump on. I don't know. We'll find out what John's doing in his retirement life. But yeah, man, tonight we're joined by Reed. Congrats, man, on that win. If you guys have been living under a rock. Reed went up there and absolutely put a smackdown on the competition up at Clearlake for the first stop for BAM kayak series. 107 inches for the win. Joey had 103 and quarter somewhere in there. 103 and some
Something
change.
like that,
yeah. Almost beat him by 4 inches, and I think 96 or 98 inches was the third place bag. So the guys that were on him were on him. The guys that were not on him, unfortunately, were not on him. So tough conditions on Sunday. It was windy. I was looking at the forecast, man. That wind had been fun to deal with.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad where I was. I had to make a kind of long run, and I got a little wet running to my spot for sure. But otherwise, I kind of picked that area because it was a little bit sheltered. But yeah, they definitely cooled the water down a little bit, and it was an afternoon bite the day before, but it made it even more so on tournament day.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I mean, I was struggling early, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because I think your bags start showing up late. Yeah, for sure. I remember watching.
Exactly.
So let's go into. What were you thinking prior to heading up there Saturday for pre-fish? What were you? I mean, have you been paying attention to the tournament bags and what's going on, or what were you seeing? What were you thinking? What was your game plan going into it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always paying attention, obviously, and watching YouTube like everyone and trying to see what the water temps are. But I really didn't feel that confident going into it. I had 12 rods on my kayak. I threw a bunch of baits on practice before I started getting bit. I don't know. I just went into it with a pretty open mind, I guess. And my goal was really to cover as much water as I could and just try to find, a population of fish that I thought I could get it done. But my goal was to qualify for the BAM championship at the end of the year. So I just wanted to make sure I got a limit first, and ended up running into some healthy fish in practice. So, yeah.
So you launch. So I know, was it ABA had a tournament on Saturday? So I know a lot of spots probably had boats on it. So you guys were fighting boat traffic. And so what were you looking for Saturday? Were you looking, I mean, I know a lot of times this time of year, everybody's thinking creek mouse, this is the brush, the rock piles. It's a kind of a wide range of, things that people can do this time of year. So what were you looking for? Were you looking for the shallow bite? Were you looking for the deep bite? What were you looking for at first?
I mean, at first I was looking for more of a shallow bite for sure, just to see if they'd moved up. I was purposely avoiding the creek mouths just because I hate fishing the creeks at Clearlake this time of year where there's 5 boats and 10 kayaks and everyone's trying to fish the same water. I don't know, it's not that fun to me, so I kind of avoided that bite. Right away I tried throwing the glide, underspin, really everything, a wacky rig, before I started getting bit on the stroll minnow. But yeah, I definitely started up shallow first, but then also just scanning with live scope deep as well, trying to figure anything out.
So again, shaking a minnow. So what let's talk about your setup. What head were you using? What baits were you using? Your rod, reel, line, all that fun stuff. Somebody's looking to get into shaking minnows if they haven't done so already.
Yeah, I was using a 10-pound braid to 8-pound fluorocarbon, and then a 332 range roller head with the hot bait ended up being the crush itty, what's it called? The mooch minnow. I was originally throwing like a 5-inch Sakamata, and I caught some fish on it. I caught a couple of 6-pounders in practice, but I just felt like they were being a little bit timid with the 5-inch minnow and not really eating as well, pulling the tail a little bit and just kind of, not committing. So I tried switching to that mooch minnow, which is a smaller bait for sure. And
4?
that's when
right?
I don't know exactly what it is. Yeah, it might be 4, but it's a small, skinny 4. I don't know. It's not a very big bait. But yeah, when I switched to that, I definitely noticed that they were committing a lot more. They were pretty aggressive on practice. I was able to get around 35 pounds. And that was with pulling the bait away from fish and, trying to move away from the spots where I was catching them. So I wasn't, burning up all the fish in certain areas.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
I think they've probably seen about 1 million 5-inch Sakamata shads over the wintertime.
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
sure. So I imagine that little bit subtle difference. That's what I noticed too. Like I'd have to, times I've been up there recently is change the presentation a little bit. Go to a smaller head, different style head, smaller bait. So yeah, I think they're getting.
Yeah, I noticed that in. I pre-fished for one day, a couple weekends, 2 weeks before, and I noticed the same thing. When I switched to the mooch minnow, I was getting more bites. I didn't really catch any big fish that day, but definitely saw my numbers go up when I switched to the smaller minnow. So I kind of had that in my mind as well going into the tournament.
Nice. So you started shallow. So what were you fishing structure? What were you finding out deep that was holding the fish?
I guess kind of areas that had rock and tule kind of ended up being the kind of the hot spots to me. I found a little patch of rock early on practice next to some tules and brush. And then tournament day, a lot of my fish came around a similar deal where there was a line of tules leading into a rock bank. So yeah, that was kind of the hot ticket for sure. And a lot of the fish were roaming and they weren't exactly holding the cover per se either. On tournament day, a lot of the bigger fish I found were roaming in open water, about 5 foot down from the surface. So
okay. So were you fishing rock ledges, or was it like were you out in 25, 30, or kind of a mid-range depth?
Yeah, kind of steeper drop off banks, not in open water or super deep by any means. For the most part, I was fishing in 10 to 15 feet, just off the bank.
Yeah. So were they wanting it moving fast, or was it that why you went to 330 seconds to stall it out and put it in their face and kind of keep it there longer, or were you having to move that bait pretty quick?
No, yeah, I definitely had to keep it pretty long. I was fishing an 8 during practice at first and then dropped down to the 330 seconds because, yeah, they definitely just wanted it slow and steady. At least that's what I found. I tried to jerk it away from them a little bit or move it a little bit faster, and they kind of peeled off anytime I did that. So definitely just a slow and steady presentation was what got most of them to bite.
Nice. So, are you a leaderboard watcher? Because I know Joey put up his limit pretty quick, over 100 inches.
Yeah, no, I definitely watch the leaderboard maybe more than I should. I don't know, or at least want to get an idea of how the bite's going for other people. But yeah, I did notice that Joey had 100 inches at I don't know, 9 a.m. or something. I was like,
you're like, oh, great. Here he goes again. So how's it feel to finally get one over on Joey?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, it's pretty hard to beat Joey Silva.
Yes,
that's what I've come. Whoa. Yeah, no, it felt pretty good for sure.
Yeah.
I saw him the day before in practice, and I told him I was on some big fish, and he said he had caught a couple over 6 pounds, and so I knew it was going to be a battle for sure. And then, like I said, on tournament day, I had a really small limit. I caught like a 12-incher and a 14-incher, like in the first couple hours, and that was way smaller than anything I caught in practice. And I actually had some battery problems. One of my batteries didn't charge, so I went back to get another battery, and then that one was only on 30%. So I had to scope the whole day on like 50% brightness on my graph, so I could kind of barely see what was going on. It was pretty bad.
And that's the worst thing about Clearlake. I don't know what it is about that lake, man, but sometimes it is impossible to find your bait on your live scope of that lake. It's like there's just something with it, you know what I mean? Like you could have it dialed in, you'd be fishing Folsom, and then you go up to Clearlake, you're like, dude, what is going on here? You know?
No, yeah, I agree. Yeah, that was another reason I moved to the 332 ounce head, is I was kind of having trouble finding my bait, and that the lighter head just gave me more time to kind of find it before it dropped down below the fish, because as you know, you always want to stay above the fish when you're fishing a stroll minnow.
Yeah. Were you keeping it 5-10 feet above, a couple feet? What was your go-to on that?
Yeah, I don't know, probably a couple feet. I mean, the bigger fish that I was catching were only probably 5-7 feet down, so there wasn't a ton of room to be over
that's
them.
true. Yeah. The funny thing is, I was watching. I saw you starting to post a decent limit. I was like, ooh. I'm thinking Reed's up somewhere shallow, throwing a big old glide, just smashing him. I'm like, I was thinking about that too, coming in the tournament. I was like, oh yeah, Reed's fishing. I was like, he's a big bait guy. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's probably just going to be crushing them. And I was thinking, oh man, he definitely is. And then, like I said, I was messaging you earlier. I was like, oh yeah, I was getting him strolling. I was like, oh.
I mean, yeah, I definitely threw the swim baits before I threw the stroll minnow, but it's just what they want a lot of the time. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to fish whatever I think is going to give me the best chance to win. But
for sure,
I can get on a good swim bait fight soon.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do what the fishing can tell you to do. But that was like all winter long. I'm like, I'm tired of. I got tired of looking down at the graph and catching them shaking a minnow. I was like, come on, I'm like, please God, let me have some decent weather so we can stop doing this for at least a few months, or a month. But
no, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think it is pretty fun, honestly. I know it gets a ton of crap from people. I think fun way to fish, but it's not that fun when it's all.
Oh, did I lose you or did you? Oh crap! I don't know if we lost Reed or mine froze up, but I'm gonna try to do something. There we go. There. Hello? I don't know what
was that. Did I drop out?
I'm confused just as much as you are, because I started having connection issues, and I'm like, I'm notorious for my internet falling out on me, so I don't know what happened.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was you or me. I was like, should I keep talking?
Yeah. So I was like, well, let me send Reed a message. I'm like, I don't know if it's me or him, but we'll try to talk at least. Yeah, no, it's fun. Yeah, it's definitely fun catching those big fish, shaking the minnow. I mean, catching 6, 7s, and I haven't gotten an 8 or a 9 yet, but catching those on the light line is fun. And the funny thing is, dude, I'd pull up to a couple spots, like first spot of the day, and I'd reach in the rod locker, grab my strolling rod out, I fire it out there, and sometimes it's first cast, sometimes it's a couple casts later, and you hook into one, and then you're looking around like, oh crap, where's my net? And you can tell it's big, a good one. I'm down there fumbling around the other rod locker trying to find the net and extending the handle with your foot, and then you're like, "Oh, there we go! Don't lose them."
Yeah,
Got both rod lockers open, fall into
Yeah.
one, and then fall in the water.
Yeah. Yeah, the craziest thing, one of the craziest things to me was like I caught no catfish the
Really?
entire weekend. I had, 35 pounds on Saturday, 38 on Sunday. And I just kept expecting, those big fish that were biting to be a catfish, and I didn't catch a single one, which I feel like I catch catfish every time I go to Clear
I've
Lake,
caught a
so
lot
that was
shaking
pretty
them in over
exciting.
the winter time, and they're, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's stupid. Yeah, I went up with my.
they
Went up
love
there
them
with my
now.
son. There's a spot I can go over there. I'm like, I guarantee you, I'm gonna get him a catfish. He's 8, and I wanted to get him on a decent bass first. And it was one of those periods where it just warmed up for a few days and then cooled down, so it moved him just enough to from where some of the spots where I was fishing, and he was being super impatient, trying to let me find him again. So it's like, whatever. I was all right, let's go catch some catfish. And I'm around the corner, we're headed south, man. The wind just started ripping. I was like, I could make it there, but I'm like, this poor little man ain't gonna enjoy this boat ride. So we went up and got on some crappie instead. So
nice. Yeah, I did catch a few crappie.
Oh, dude, there's some slabs in that lake too.
Oh my, yeah, they're huge. Yeah, I've never really targeted crappie, but yeah, I've caught some monsters at Clear Lake, or at least they feel like monsters to me.
4-inch, 3-inch stroll bait. You'll be catching a ton of crappie if you're around them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there was a lot of guys out there fishing for crappie in kind of the areas that I was fishing as well. So
yeah, it's fun. Dude, that's a little interruption totally screwed me up. Anyway, so are you going to fish you qualify for West Coast Championship? Did you fish that last year?
No, I didn't fish any
right.
qualifiers. I just fished the BAM last year, and then I fished the Bass Nation Clear Lake event and the Native. My best friend's birthday is like that weekend, so I already told him this year I'm going to miss it. He always does a big thing every year on his birthday.
For Native?
So I was like, I won't fish it.
No,
for the West Coast Championship in August.
You.
Yeah, so like last year I was like, I'll be a nice friend and like go to your birthday instead of trying to qualify for that. Then I saw the payouts and I was like, oh wait, that's a serious tournament. Maybe I should have fished that.
Yeah.
Qualify.
Well, you're there now, so.
Oh yeah, no, I'm excited to fish.
Are you gonna do Native coming up in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, definitely.
You have to now.
Which was also on my girlfriend's birthday. Yeah, I know. It's on my girlfriend's birthday, and I was like, "Can we celebrate next weekend, please?" And she's been awesome. She's been really cool, and hasn't complained about me fishing the tournament at all yet. So we'll see how long that lasts.
Your schedule's getting
I'm excited for that
a little
one.
heavier every year. You're getting into it now, huh? Because you're doing the team series for Yakabass, right?
Exactly.
Are you going to do the regular Yakabass series, or are you just doing?
Yeah, I'm planning on it, at least to start out.
Dude.
Yeah.
You're diving into everything then.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's a little crazy for sure. I don't know. We'll see how long
them boys better watch out, because fishing against you last year for BAM, I was like, I have no idea who you were. I'm like, who's this Reed guy? I'm like, every time I look at him, he's catching big fish. I'm like, what the hell? Where'd he come from? Same thing with Joey, you know?
Yeah, I don't think anyone really knew me.
Like, hardly anybody knew who Joey was until he started kicking everybody's butt.
Till he won 5 in a row. Yeah.
This is the next Damien. Come on.
Yeah, no, it's been fun.
And who's your team partner for the team series?
It's my buddy Nick, who was my roommate in college. So we were on the Oregon bass fishing team together, and we also grew up together. But we weren't like super good friends until we went to college together. So yeah, that's been fun. He's actually co-owns my boat with me, which we seemingly never take out, but
that's funny. That's cool.
Yeah, no, he's been having fun getting into the kayak scene, and he's going to do the regular Yakabass as well, or at least going to do the Folsom one coming up in Berryessa.
Yeah,
how that goes.
That's gonna be fun. That's like I'm hoping, man, these series don't turn into a Clearlake Pedro Folsom, series with all the golden mussel stuff going on. It's like we're losing so many bodies of water. It's like it's frustrating.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, I wouldn't mind if Berryessa gets worked in a little bit more since that's my home lake. But Clear Lake's pretty fun too. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't fished a lot of those lakes. Like that was the first time I fished Pedro, and but I like fishing new lakes. So yeah, I'm hoping things kind of change for the better eventually. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to see the light.
The Folsom event's coming up. Is it next weekend? Not this one, but next, right? For the season opener for Yakabass?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dog, come on. You're killing me.
Yeah.
Sit. Cool. Yeah, Folsom's a fun lake. It really is. It can be challenging, but you guys won the Folsom event out there anyway. You know Folsom.
Yeah, we won the team one. Well, I hadn't fished it since like 2011, I think, or 2010.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, I had a college event there for like a regional championship, and I was in 6th place after day one, and we filmed something saying like, they're like, we're going to the national championship, and like, you guys are gonna make it. You guys always make it. Like, you'll be fine. And the next day we skunked. And so after that, I was like, oh, I hate this. Like, I'm never going back.
Folsom, yeah.
So pre-fishing, yeah. The first time I went back was pre-fish for a day for that Team Folsom event, and I ended up catching a 9-pound largemouth.
Did you really?
And then just a bunch of quality spots. Yeah, I had a 24-inch 9-pound largemouth in practice. And then just a lot of quality spots. So I was kind of like, oh, that's like kind of fun actually.
So the moral of the story is we need to call you Big Fish Frazier instead of you're taking Bray's nickname from him now.
Oh, I don't know.
Everybody calls him Big Fish Bray. But man, it's like I swear.
Yeah, well,
everywhere you go, you're grabbing monsters. Like I thought for sure you'd have big fish, but that 24-inch 11-pounder that Simon caught, dude, that thing was a freaking nature.
Yeah, that was a beast. Yeah, those fish just weigh so much for how long they are. It's crazy. But yeah, my Instagram's been Biggie Fishes for 10 plus years. So
yeah. Are you still tinkering with the baits, or are you kind of here and there?
Yeah, no, still working on the swim baits. Just need to get them in people's hands. I don't know. I'm just kind of OCD and never really happy with the final product. But I need to get some in people's hands soon here because it's been a long project.
That'd be cool.
And hopefully I'm going to be fishing swim baits a lot more too. I don't know. This tournament stuff has been kind of ruining the swim bait bite a little bit for me. Just going out and throwing the swim bait.
There's gonna be a time though you can pick it up and still throw it. It's on the tournament days.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to try it every pre-fish I get for sure. I'm going to try something, and then it'll pick up a little bit once we hit full pre-spawn and going into post-spawn.
Are you working on anything new? Any new baits, or still just the same kind of stuff you've been doing?
No, I mean, for so long I just kept making new baits after new baits and just constantly doing new protos because that's probably one of the most fun things to do is just the creative side. But I'm really just trying to dial in the baits that I've been working on for a while now. So like a trout swimmer, and then a catfish swimmer, and a shad glide. So just trying to dial in some of the baits that I've been working on for the last 5 years, and just try to not waste my time doing any new stuff.
That's good. I mean, you'll be able to hone those ones in. You've been playing with them for a while, so you'll get them dialed in and swimming right. And so, were you were And also, James Robertson asked what part of the lake you're fishing for Clearlake. Don't give any specifics, but if you want to say what part or general area, that's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I went out of the state park.
Okay, so you're up north.
So yeah, yeah, up north, kind of. I don't know. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, I'm not going to get too specific with the native coming up and the cold weather. The cold weather might kind of keep that bite alive. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's supposed to snow tomorrow up there. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's stupid. Yeah, I think this weather is going to definitely. I mean, it's been cold here. It's supposed to snow a little bit tomorrow. It's not going to warm up into the 60s until the end of next week. I'm kind of curious to see what that's going to do with the bite.
Yeah, we'll see for the Folsom tournament. Hopefully the weather's not too
That's
bad.
the other thing is, it
was pretty crazy.
We have a full moon right now. It's March, middle of March. Are they going to say screw it anyway and start hitting the bank, even with this colder weather? Or do you think they're going to still stay put?
I think some fit. Yeah, I mean, well, definitely. If you're talking about Folsom, the spots, I think you'll definitely have a group of fish moving up regardless. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it seems like things aren't going to change too quickly here until we really get a couple weeks. But once we get a solid week of warm weather, yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, I think they're ready to go. I think they just. What was the water temp? 55-ish last weekend. I'm sure.
Yeah, that was kind of the upper end.
Yeah,
yeah.
See, they're still.
Yeah, it kind of hit 50. I think I saw 56 on practice, maybe, and 55 on tournament day.
I think April. I'd be scary to see what happens to the full moon in April. That's probably when they're all going to flood the bank.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I won't be able.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy. Yeah, it's not going to be a spawn bite, or at least I'm thinking it's not going to be a spawn bite for the native. I don't know. I'm not that comfortable standing up in my kayak.
You are a tall guy. Yeah.
Bed fishing. Yeah, I'm tall, not small. Yeah. So
because
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I really did any bed fishing last year.
What you got an Old Town? Which one is it?
The 120 PDL.
So what you're saying is you
think I'm probably going to move to a bigger one soon, but we'll see.
That's what I'll say. So what you're saying is you need to get a little bit bigger. Man, hey, Johnny, come lately.
Yeah. Working on my friend.
You're out playing golf?
I was working on my friend's boat.
How you doing, John?
Good morning.
Let me know. Are you good?
Yeah.
There you go. So, Reed just already gave up all the juice. So, if you got any questions for him, you could go ahead and ask him.
Yeah, I apologize. First of all, I apologize for being late.
It's all good, John.
Look at that chrome dome. You like that?
I know. I totally forgot my hat today too. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my beanie off.
There we go. Three crystal balls, right?
All three of us. That's terrible.
That's wonderful.
There's a whole lot of shine going on the screen nowadays.
You know why God covered man's heads, right?
Oh God, why is that, John?
He knows which ones he doesn't like, so he covered their heads.
Oh, that's funny.
My dad told me that.
That is a dad joke for sure.
Yeah.
So how you doing, John?
Good. I want to know how Reed did it. Actually, I already know, but I want to hear it from his.
We just talked about this for like the last 30 minutes. Mid-stroll and a minnow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about how much you can say.
I know,
about
right?
That,
but... So let me ask you this. So when you're mid-strolling and you were seeing the fish, about how deep and how deep were you? Or did you already say this?
Yeah, I said a little bit, but I mean, yeah, I was sitting mostly like 10 to 15, maybe 20 feet at the deepest. And in practice, the fish were sucking off the bottom, and I was kind of fishing the area more than the individual fish. And then on tournament day, I was fishing more individual fish that were higher up in the water column and were probably, 5 to 7 feet below the surface. And that's kind of where I was catching the bigger ones.
And there would be loners cruising.
Yeah, for the most part, most of the bigger ones were just loners or maybe 2 fish, but yeah, loners for the most part.
And then to give them the trigger, it was a slow, methodical shake, crawl real slow by the fish, and they'd commit.
Yep, yeah, just the slow and steady, and yeah, the big ones just slowly go up behind it and get closer and closer, and then once you feel that pressure on the end of your line, and
it's crazy how light of a bite some of those big fish have on those minnows.
Like, yeah, up, huh?
Yeah, you don't feel it most of the time for me.
Yeah, I caught a couple this winter where I throw it out there like we were talking about earlier. You lose it on your scope, and I'm looking around for my bait. I'm like, well, there's a fish there. I'm like, where's my bait? I'm like, it's about the same area I threw it at. So I start reeling it, trying to, you're shaking it. And I'm like, hold on, yep, there it is. It hit it on the fall,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So what unit do you run?
I run the Garmin 106 SV Ultra 2. I just upgraded to that. Last year I was running the 93.
Compared to the 93, how much better is it?
I mean, I don't know if it results in like catching more fish. It's definitely higher definition. So like before, I was mostly seeing like tails on fish, mostly on carp and catfish. But now I see tails more on bass as well. Which I don't know if it's a good thing per se, because before I feel like I was kind of thinking those were carp or catfish, and now they could be bass. So I don't know, but it's definitely a little bit higher definition. Another reason I got it is I wanted to do like screen recording, which I haven't really done, but it was one of the excuses to get it.
Yeah, I mean, the processor being faster just for your mapping too is like a night and day difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the mapping's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, do you find the bass to be a brighter dot compared to a crappie or catfish?
I don't know. Crappie look huge on live scope for their size, but yeah, probably compared to a catfish. Catfish are just more like elongated and maybe not as bright, but yeah, I don't know between a crappie and a bass, but maybe.
Yeah. So what I've noticed is the crappie has a little fuzzy look to it, and compared to a bass has a super bright return, where the crappie has a bright return, but it's fuzzy. I don't know how else to explain it besides it being fuzzy, but
yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
It could be John being in denial that his vision's not that good anymore too, but
whoa, that's not.
Oh man, old jokes. Sorry, John. I'm sorry.
Hey, you gotta see me get in and out of the kayak now.
Way to ruin a teaching moment, right?
Yeah, I'm all gingerly getting in and out of it. And I asked Damien, I said, hey, you know something different, and he goes, well, not really, besides you get in and out of the kayak real slow. The main thing is I just don't want to go splash, you know what I mean?
No.
Or trip and fall,
Yeah.
I don't think any of us do.
Yeah, I'm definitely more agile, I'm not as agile as I was a year ago, but I'm working on it.
That's good.
It's not easy work. It's a lot of work to get very little. But so then
you're back in it though. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm back fishing. Yeah. So Reed, don't want to know where you launched. I think Clearlake's basically a how you say it?
Community hole.
The entire lake is a community hole,
Yes, it is.
and it gets beat up every day. So you know, to me, to not say where I'm fishing or whatever, or give a general location like north or south. You know what I mean? That's all you need to know. But
He already spilled the beans, John.
oh, you already spilled. Okay, I already
He
know.
did.
I said I launched at the state
Yeah.
park, but
So pre-fishing.
see if it bites me in the
Yeah,
ass.
pre-fishing. Did you find those fish pre-fishing? They were hugged on the bottom more, or you just had a hunch to go there and.
Yeah, I mean, I found them in pre-fish. A lot of them were on the bottom, and they were coming up more aggressively on the stroll bait. But I don't know. I wasn't targeting roamers as much in pre-fish for sure, but yeah, I caught them pretty good in pre-fish, so the pressure was definitely on for tournament
So
day.
then, I always looked at the weather, and then obviously I don't know what the water temperature was besides the day before and the day of. So we launched at a couple different places, and the one place got up to 58, and I couldn't get bit, which was really weird. And we launched at another place and it was 53. So, and we got bit there. So anyhow, the weather coming up to, if you remember right, it was nice and sunny and hot, and it got real hot like 2 days before we showed up. It was like 70 or something.
Yeah.
And the early, I think it was 40. And then the day of our tournament, it was frosty on the kayak, and it stayed pretty cool, most of the day. It did warm up, 1-ish, Did you find your bite better in the afternoon when the water, or when it got warmer, or was it like a bite early, or?
Oh yeah, it was definitely an afternoon bite. I had a small limit at 12:30, and that was kind of when I caught my first good fish, which I can't remember. I think it was maybe a 22 and a half. I think that was maybe the 8-pounder that I caught. And so I caught all 5 of the fish that I weighed in the last 2 hours.
Right.
So. And I knew that the day before, even on Saturday, even though it was a nicer day, the afternoon bite was still better for me. So I kind of knew that I needed to be patient on tournament day, and I wasn't stressing it too much. But obviously, seeing Joey with 100 inches at 9 a.m., I was also like, well, the morning bite's working for Joey,
right.
but so that didn't feel too great. But the afternoon bite definitely materialized for me.
So I found the afternoon. 1 o'clock I had 0 fish. At 1:25 I had a limit. So.
Oh wow!
Exactly.
And you finished 7th, 9th. Okay, congrats, John.
Thanks. Yeah.
Congrats.
You're, I was like, what? 107? Jeez, I don't remember anybody ever having 107 in one day. So
not up there, no.
Yeah, I don't know. It would be fun to see I wish Tourney X had like more stats that kind of wrote down people's best limits or like PBs and stuff. You can see people's PBs if you click on like individual profiles, but there's not like.
I think that's got to be one of the biggest kayak bags out of Clearlake in a day for sure.
Yeah, that I know of. Yeah, there's 106. Mike Lavoie did it in the summertime. I think he had 106, but. He had a whole nother inch. And that's, in a kayak tournament, an inch that's a lot.
Yeah.
1/4 inch is a lot, but a lot.
Yeah, I know. I'm crazy. I'm sick. I feel like I should have done better still. So I was thinking the next day about what I would do differently.
That's how you learn, though.
But, no, I was definitely happy.
Jamie and I were talking about, they should have started at 10 o'clock and then went 8 hours from there because when we were taken out of the water, the bite was good. I mean, they were biting. When we had to
Oh,
go,
yeah.
they were biting. You know, so
Oh yeah. If I had an hour
yeah,
more, oh yeah.
yeah,
I think I would have broken 110.
exactly. Yeah, 4 or 5
How
instead of 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
how
even
were you
5.
catching them, John?
Yeah.
What's that?
So how were you catching them? You were doing a little different, right?
I was throwing the underspin with the
Okay.
3 Kitech and a 3/8 underspin, and so I was fishing, concentrating on rock piles, and this one was in 8 feet of water with deep water all around it. And when the lake was down, I was throwing buzz baits on it and just whacking them, and it had some good structure on it, some good rock, and I just went over there, and they were up, and they were feeding. And literally make a cast, I'd catch one, and 2 casts later I caught another one. you know the 5th fish took me like 10 minutes to catch, but I caught 4 within minutes. And
Nice.
then I picked up the Nico rig and caught 2 off that. So mid strolling, the day before I did catch a mid strolling, I caught 2 giant catfish with the underspin. So the first one I thought was big bass. It actually fought like a big bass until it got close to the boat and started doing that twirl. And I was like, oh no, that's the catfish. And I thought, well, I'm submitting this to Tourney X because I got nothing else to submit. And then I caught another one, and I just, it jacked up my lure and ruined it. And I left it in the net, and I figured, well, if I catch one more, I'm definitely submitting it to Tourney X because I haven't got that yet. I figure, what the heck, I got to submit something.
That's funny.
Yeah. I put my shoe on there one time, and he got denied. So
Oh. It probably wasn't 12 inches.
quite a bit longer than 12 inches. Trust me.
John's got little feet.
Yeah, my brother's ones with little feet. They're like, well, "What happened to you? Why do you got such a big foot?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" But yeah, it was a fun time. We got. Are you gonna Reed? Are you gonna go and fish the unlimit, the native unlimited?
But the
Yeah,
no limit. Yeah. I'm definitely planning on
yeah.
fishing it. I had a lot of fun last year at that event. I got one of the big bass for the
Yeah.
hourly big bass, so that was fun. That was my first check in a kayak.
See, he's a big fish
Yeah.
magnet, John. Reed is always catching big fish. That's what
That was actually on a swim bait, so that was on a working class zero.
I've known Reed for a year now. And the only main thing I know is he likes to catch big fish, and he does it well.
Yeah, this last year, I don't know how many times I interviewed him, but it was quite a bit.
I definitely talked to you quite a bit before I met you in person. So,
yeah, and I guess the guys are over.
I think
the guys are in Texas right now, right?
Yep. They're I know Drew's back there already. I think Scott's there already.
Sean Beach.
He's on.
Sean's driving over, I think,
today or tomorrow. Yeah.
Yep. Are you gonna do the bass qualifier in June, Reed?
I hope so. So my girlfriend's family was scheduling a trip around all my tournaments, and then Kong released that date, and that happens to be the week we're supposed to go away. So I'm hoping I can maybe miss the first couple days of the trip and fish it, but I don't know. We'll see.
It's June.
It's June 28th, I think.
I'll be home. I'm going on a trip first part of June.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's I'm pretty sure it's June 28th.
Yes, 28, yeah, 28, 29. 2 days. 2-day tournament.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Be a weekend of getting stained green by algae.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah. I wore a white shirt one time in my life jacket, and I was catching buzzbait fish with like 6 inches of line out, and they would splash, and I'd have green algae, some of the green blue stuff even, and the green, blue, and white would get all over me, and my wife was like, "What'd you do to your shirt?" I mean, what do you mean? It's got holes in it. I'm like, wait a minute, let me see that shirt. Like,
Yeah, no, it's a good idea. You can wear a white shirt as like a tie-dye memento of the tournament.
and it holes in it.
I still remember one year I launched the kayak there. It's my first year I went up there, and I launched in the dark, and I'm pushing it down the ramp, tie off to the dock, and pull my
trailer.
Not my trailer. I was before I had the trailer. Hold on, Jacob. I don't know what you're saying. I'll talk to you in a minute. Okay. Sorry, my kid. I was pulling the boom. I had to get it down there. I'm pushing it down there. I see something moving with the kayak on the water. I didn't think nothing of it. It was pitch black. Put the boondocks back in the thing, and off I go. And I came back later in the day. It was like that algae that was that thick at Redbud in the summertime.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, was just that floating with the kayak and just pushing waves of it down there. I'm like, oh my god, that stuff is so nasty.
That Redbud?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah, I got my paddle and stuck it in there, and it was like 6 inches thick.
Yeah.
I'm not launching here. I'm launching somewhere else.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I had no idea it was pitch black. It was one of the first times I've been up there with it like that. I had no idea that Redbud did that. It stunk to high heaven, and I remember I got home, dude. I just had this nasty like scum line all down the side of the kayak. I was like, oh, she needs a bath for sure.
Yeah, I practiced there last year for the Bass Nation. That was in May, and it was already pretty bad down at Redbud, so I can't even imagine middle of June.
Oh, it's July and August when it's just disgusting.
So, Reed, how long have you been mid-strolling?
I think the first time I ever tried it was at Tolek last year for BAM. So I guess just over a year, but I really didn't throw it much until the fall last year, so not very long.
Yeah, I think Damien turned me on to it when we were at Oklahoma last March. And I didn't really think nothing of it till, later in the year you hear Joey talking about it. Same thing, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I threw it quite a bit at Rawlins for the other BAM tournament, but yeah, I just caught all like 14 inchers, so I guess I wasn't that excited about it.
Yeah. So they changed stop to no, you have Almanor. Almanor's coming up in May. And then they're doing have you fished Afterbay before? It's a cool fishery. We at least said
I feel like it might be a little bit like Hennessy kind of, and then where it's kind of like a mini Delta, mini Clearlake kind of. A lot of tulies, and more so than Hennessy, more Delta wise. But I don't know.
Hennessy's a cool.
Hennessy's
a really cool lake.
Doing the top water would probably be fun. Hennessy is cool, but I think it's going to be closed forever. Maybe.
Did they close it? So, like closed?
Yeah, I mean, it's been closed, and I don't think the city's going to pay anyone to work as an inspector or anything. So I don't really see how it's going to open unless
it's an electric motor only lake anyway. Let's go fish. That's what I like.
Yeah, well, it's 10 horsepower or under, but yeah, I'm hoping it'll open to like kayaks only or something, or non-motorized kayaks. I don't know.
Yes,
the thing too. The thing too is it costs them more money to have someone do the gate compared to closing it and selling the water. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They could sell the water millions of
Oh
dollars.
yeah.
The sad
They
part
could
is,
have-
though, if you really think about it, by the time this mussel was discovered in the Delta, who knows how long it had been there already? It's too late. They're everywhere by now. If they're, if it's, I'm sorry, but it's too late at this point.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, I guess
I'm not
we'll
a
find
scientist
out.
by any stretch of the imagination, but just common sense says it's too late. Yes,
I agree. I mean, I would agree that it's either everywhere or they don't thrive in the lakes for some reason, and they're
it's
not going
either
to get there.
everywhere
I
or
don't
it's a
know.
giant myth, just so they can shut the lakes down and keep us from fishing.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
something like that.
they make it difficult for all the TDs to plan ahead, and you got to
For
plan a
sure.
year ahead, and then they close the lake, and then you're like, well, where else can we go? And then next thing you know, everybody's fishing the same body of water over
I
and
went
over.
I went to a body of water recently that has had a ton of pressure on it, and you could tell because you throw a bait at them and the fish would run. Right, and then it's just they're gone. They just see the bait and off they go. I
Those
haven't
are
seen
carp.
that. No, typically yes, but
That's what carp do to me when I'm scoping them. You cast over to them and they go, pew, see ya.
it wasn't just one fish here, one fish there. It was a lot of them everywhere. So it was kind of weird. You could tell the pressure's gotten to these fish in certain lakes. But James, yes, the BAM did change the Pardee event. Pardee is closed to any outside boats. So the June tournament at Pardee is now at the Thermalito After Bay. In case you guys did not know that, they made a post about it the other day. It's changed on the Facebook page and probably the website by now. But yeah.
Yeah, I got to keep updating that calendar on westernbass.com. I put it up and it's like, oh, they changed the dates. I still got old ones I got to change.
Yeah.
But
well, cool, guys. Don't forget Anglers RX 10 first gen fishing, save you 10%. The word 10 TEN will get you 10% off at Biono Biono's website. Don't forget to go visit Headwaters Venture Company, their website, their locations. They will ship. They'll even ship kayaks to you. So if you need something, call them, look them up, check their webpage. Next week, I don't know what we got. I'm hoping John can pull this rabbit out of his hat and get said person on the show. But I don't know for sure yet what's going to happen with that. But we'll be back next Thursday. And other than that, guys, I appreciate you for watching and joining along and commenting. Reed, congrats, man. That was a hell of a bag.
Beautiful.
What's my plans? Are you going to go? Who is Skunk Master? I know I've asked before.
That's Raymond.
That's right.
Yeah.
Raymond. That's his YouTube username. Right now, my plans are to fish BBTs out of the boat. I don't know how much kayak stuff I'm going to do this year, or if I'm going to do any. To be honest with you guys. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm not going to stop doing kayak shows for you guys and doing this stuff. I ain't going nowhere. Shows are going to continue on. I just may or may not be in a kayak anymore. So we'll see what happens.
So I give you a year and you'll be back in the kayak.
We'll see. We'll see. We will see.
You can do both.
I could do both, but with the little kids, man, I don't have time to do both. I got to commit to one or the other. So I'm kind of a one series guy, and that's going to be it until the kids are grown, because I'm going to get them on the water more. And that's why I bought the boat, is to get the kids out. So
yeah, the kids
they've been out a couple of times. They love it. Just wait for the weather to warm up just a little bit more, because I took my son up to Clearlake 3 weeks ago. boy, it was freezing, and he was all yeah. It was just we need some more weather. And the kids are gonna be out a lot more, so that's why I'm doing it. I don't have the time to fish both, and I've committed to doing BBTs. So yeah, but anywho, back to we'll see you all next week. I appreciate you guys for watching. We appreciate the support. You guys use those discount codes. Show some love. Show those people that are helping us out on the show that support those that support us. And I thank you all. We'll catch you.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys, and congratulations, Reed.
All right.
Good.
Yeah.
Good job,
Yeah.